name Kohler, where it comes from?
It originates from the founding father of Kohler. Kohler is a company, John Michael Kohler.
Okay.
So he moved to the US in the early 19th century, the mid 19th century, and he set up this company which was originally into farm equipments.
The next innovation comes up before it is needed. And I think that's the interesting part. If you innovate before something is needed, that's the only time that you can stay relevant.
So it's
Otherwise,
quite a
yeah.
futuristic thought process
Absolutely,
behind it. And
absolutely.
What you envisage that this is something in future that's going to come. You might have gone wrong also sometimes.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why you need to be bold. Our entire tagline is the bold look of Kohler.
It all started with one man's bold vision, who traded a bathtub for a cow and 14 chickens about 150 years ago. This was the inception of Kolher. Welcome back to Tost, the other side of the table. I am your host, architect Tushar Mistry, and in this episode, we dive into the story of Kolher. Always at the forefront of the design and craftsmanship, Kohler can hardly be described as a brand. It is a legacy of excellence. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome my guests for today, Mr. Ranjit Oak, MD and CEO Kohler South Asia, and Mr. Jacob Kuriakos, Director of Marketing for Kohler Kitchen and Bath Division. Welcome, Ranjit.
Hi, Tushar.
Please have your
Thank
seat.
you.
It's good to have you, Jacobs.
Hi, Tushar, nice to have you too.
Please have your seat on the couch. So first of all, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us for this conversation of other side of the table. Let's dive into a little bit of history and evolution of the brand. If either of you wants to put some light on how the brand evolved from US to here. And I've already introduced that the first inception was done with the barter system of
The
a
bathtub.
cow and 14 bathtub in exchange of a cow and 14 chickens. So, on to you.
So I think as a company over the last 150 years, Kohler has been at the forefront of innovation across multiple categories. And while we started off with the horse trough that you just described, there are many firsts within the industries that Kohler came up with. Color, for example, in the bathroom was first introduced by Kohler. Just bringing something like a bathroom to life and at the center of the home. What some people don't know is even the earliest dishwasher was a version of that, which was an electric sink with water in it to clean vessels, was also something that Kohler had invented. Ahead of its time, we didn't do that well. But many such products that came up in the industry were industry firsts. And I think that's been the journey that Kohler has followed in the US, where it started, but even as it came to India. And that's the legacy that we've been trying to kind of push forward.
So the name Kohler, where it comes from?
It originates from the founding father of Kohler. Kohler is a company, John Michael Kohler.
Okay.
So he moved to the US in the early 19th century, the mid 19th century, and he set up this company which was originally into farm equipments. And from there, they tried this first attempt at creating a bathtub, which was actually originally a horse trough. And
It was cast out of GI.
yes, cast out of GI. And from there, this whole journey started. And one of the core principles was always delivering superior quality, and that is something that in this journey of 150 years plus, Kohler has always stood for exceptional quality and exceptional craftsmanship. So over the years, the company started expanding into bathroom fittings and fixtures. And to what Ranjit said, A couple of standout innovations during those initial years were one, uh, colors in the 1920s, and then also the first Whirlpool bathtub. So I think as a bathtubs as a space is something that Kohler can claim to have a very rich legacy in.
I think it was introduced only the first by
That's
and
that's
the
right.
That's right.
introduction of that what concept of a bathtub. Probably Mr. Kohler was quite obsessed with bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
am I.
think the other interesting piece right now that a few people don't know is that it's still a privately held company. It's the fourth generation Kohler who's running it right now, David Kohler.
Okay.
And the family is still based out of Wisconsin. It's called the Village of Kohler. It was set up when the Kohler factory was set up close to a place called Sheboygan. David and his sister Laura and many other people from the Kohler family are actively involved in running this business, even till date. So that's the other fun fact that a lot of people don't know about.
Such a big, massive brand running by a family. I do know many such families who run this in India as well
Yeah.
in terms of business. But hats off to them running in such a big organization all across the world as a family business.
Yeah, we have nearly 36,000 what we call associates. So we are known as Kohler associates, not
Okay.
Kohler employees.
Okay.
And we have about 36,000 Kohler associates globally. And to your point about the brand, I think 150 years for a brand to survive and to thrive and to excel. I think that's a great achievement, and I think it's testament to the strength of brand Kohler.
How do you make it such interesting all the time? I mean, what is the insight that you can give us that what happens in the R&D department which makes it every time with a new thing, with a new concept? Is it something that comes from the leadership, that there is a constant thrive or want of a newness,
Yeah.
which leads you to innovation in your R&D cells?
So I think, Tushar, to give you an idea, every company wants to be innovative, and everybody says we are very innovative, right? Right from the founding fathers of the company, they have, as a family, been very innovation focused, and they drive the agenda themselves. But how does it work in terms of making sure that everybody within the company drives that? So we actually measure what is the percentage of business that every division is delivering, which is coming out of newly launched products. And that is about 30 to 40% of our business comes from newly launched products, year on year on year. So if you start saying that this is what is the expectation out of every individual, then obviously everybody within the Kohler family starts focusing on making sure that the next innovation comes up before it is needed. And I think that's the interesting part. If you innovate before something is needed, that's the only time that you can stay relevant.
So it's
Otherwise,
quite
yeah.
futuristic thought process
Absolutely,
behind it.
absolutely.
What you envisage that this is something in future that's going to come. You might have gone wrong also sometimes.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why you need to be bold. Our entire tagline
Yeah.
is the bold look of Kohler.
So I have introduced also this brand as a vision of a very bold vision of a man, a single man. It started with. So great. I mean, and how many cases now we have world across?
So we have 13 Kohler experience centers. These are flagship experience centers where consumers get to experience the Kohler brand in the best setting possible. They are inspirational. We collaborate with some of the leading architects worldwide, and we have artist suites within each of these experience centers which serve as inspiration. And the journey, and if you visit a experience center, it's almost like a 2 hour plus kind of a journey where you're allowed to absorb what are the possibilities and imagine your space, your dream space in that setting. And in India, we have 3. The first one was started in Delhi in 2017. The second one came up in Bombay in 2019. And the most recent one the Kohler Experience Center is in Bangalore, which was last year, 2023. What we're also doing, and by the way, India has the highest number of experience centers worldwide, which I think also gives an indication of what's the kind of commitment that the Kohler company has towards India. What we've also done is now we believe that we want to reach out to more home buyers, home renovators across the country. So we are expanding into slightly smaller format experience centers, which are called studio Kohlers. We just launched the latest studio Kohler in Hyderabad, the first of a series of studio Kohlers in Hyderabad 2 weeks back. And our intent is that over the next few months, we will expand into more of the opportunity cities across India and take that whole experience to a broader set of people.
So what is the ticket size that you are want to visit that particular express studio, you can call it as in our language, where the merchandising that you are showing off there, the products that you are taking, is the ranging, it's not a Kalista series, it's going to be mix of all of it, or it is going to be a mid-range where it is an affordable segment?
So actually, it's I call it an inspiration space, and one of the very clear mandate given to the team there is that this is not a transaction space. So there's no hard selling. There's no I'm going to now try and pitch the entire range to you. It's actually to get inspired. It's to get an experience, touch and feel of the product, and all of these things. We have our top end products at the experience centers.
Okay.
And we believe that that's the place where consumers walking in will get to see the entire range of how beautiful a Kohler bathroom can be. And I think from a range point of view, we have the top end range. Kalista is something that we do focus on there. Artist Edition is the other one that holds a very strong position within the experience center. Any of the limited editions that we have, those are the ones with local Indian artists that are also have a place of pride within the experience center. I think the other piece that we do is that we have a few live experience zones where a lot of the interaction with the brand can be had. And again, one more piece which even before I joined Kohler, I was not very aware about, is that today Kohler is one of the only brands that can complete a bathroom. So whether you're talking about a vitreous fitting, whether you're talking about faucet, showering, mirrors, vanities, shower enclosures, steam. So literally you can have a Kohler bathroom experience.
It
And
makes
this is
our
what we
life
want to
very
get.
easy when we, as an architects and interior designers, when we take them to Kohler Experience Center, it is done. I mean, everything, it's under one umbrella, one dome. If you want a biggest of the bathtub that you need, it is there. You want showering system and range. The innovation is not only in the streamline of a product, but also in the range.
Yeah.
You have options.
But we got a lot of support from the architect community when we were building out the experience centers. That's one of the pieces
That is required.
which has happened. It's a very classic example of the symbiotic relationship to say, as architects think up of how to build around a space, what is the role that we can play in delivering that experience to the consumer?
It makes our life easier when we get people out there and then they experience it, they see the things, there are live demo sessions. I believe I could never use it, but there was a suite room in,
Yes.
and it's still there, but I don't, after COVID probably it has shut down. So every time I thought I will utilize it, I'll go and experience the showering system, but that showering system is eventually coming to my house, but not experienced out there.
I'm glad we made one more sale at least.
So the gesture that we are so proud, and we are confident that once you experience this particular thing, nobody uses it, nobody goes in an experience center to experience actual showering and bath, but the idea, that innovation, that is bang on. That is what I would congratulate you for the rest of the coming CECs that are going to be on our way and make our life easy as in designers to get people and get the things sorted under one umbrella.
Thank you so much.
So now we'll specific questions to your specific fields that we'll go on to. And I'll start with Ranjit, where we are talking of strategy and growth.
Yeah.
So tell me something more about Kohler's smart tech innovations.
Yeah. So I think Kohler as a company has brought in technology which is not just nice to have, but is at a very core level consumer experience improving technology. I think that's the way I put it. A lot of the companies today say we have artificial intelligence and we are now getting into IoT and all the buzzwords that are there, right? But what I'd like to call out is that there are some very fundamental pieces of technology that need to go in, which give a fantastic experience to the consumer. One of the entire series that we have is the intelligent toilets. Our intelligent toilets today range right up till the most intelligent toilet that we have, which is Numi 2.0.
Numi 2.0.
Every feature that the consumer requires is well thought through and then put into the product. So it is probably one of the most high tech product that I have launched. I mean, I worked in consumer tech before, and I was never on a tech show. But when I joined Kohler, because of Numi, I was on a tech podcast, being interviewed to say what is the technology inside this product. I was quite surprised at that point. But something even as basic as how do you make sure that you have the right temperature of water coming out of your shower? Now, our valve technology is made in such a way that even if there is a flow of cold or hot water, that typically in Indian setup, it happens, right? If somebody opens the tap, suddenly your hot shower has become cold, right?
You burn yourself.
It automatically adjusts to the input water coming in to say what is the output temperature that needs to be done. So there's a special technology that we have that ensures that that happens so that you can walk in and you can say that this is the temperature that I had decided to have a shower at. The other one is our valves. You know, if you see the technology that has been applied there, like a BMW seat has a preset where you sit in and you say, this is my preset, so 5, 6 things are just around you. It's exactly the same that is possible in a shower which has 12 channels. And you can actually say, this is my setting and your temperature and your settings and your water pressure. And all of this is preset into the system.
Are we referring to DTV system?
That's right.
DTV 1, DTV 2.
That's
Anthem
right.
as well.
Anthem is more of a manual preset one, but DTV is something that is more of a digital interface.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So I wanted to ask you, so there we have Anthem, which is very manual, which is you have to preset and it as per the requirement you preset. And DTV is something which is very extravaganza, I would say, and quite expensive. Have you started any innovation where you patch it with automation systems? Like now ACs are being patched with automation system and the surround acoustics are being already impaneled with Is there anywhere where a mid-level guy of a ticket size of 2 BHK, 3 BHK wants to invest into Kohler as a system, as an experience? Because this kind of brands are price position also. They want people of that, because you have that range. You have a mid-segment, you have project range also, and you have something called DTV2 also. So, is there any innovation where interfaces between a normal system integrators like your Siri or Alexa.
Yeah.
Are we going on that track where even the masses can be catered with this kind of ease of automation system integrated with showering?
I mean, I'll give you a little bit of a controversial point on that one. There is very little that consumers in the mass segment today will pay for in terms of functionality that they don't use. We stay away from making anything gimmicky, which is not going to be used, right? So our basic fundamental approach is to say what is the functionality that is needed at the premium and the super premium end. And that's the approach that we always go with. The functionality and the form that is there across our entire range remains the same. So the fundamental colo quality we don't walk away from. But examples like you're talking about, I doubt whether we will move in the direction of saying, let's make it tech enabled because we'll be able to score a point. I don't think the consumers beyond a particular range want a tech enabled product in their hand, especially in the segments that we are operating in. I mean, at least that's what my belief is.
Not today, but maybe as you
Yes,
talk of the
as the
futuristic,
consumers
because,
move up, 100%.
the Gen Zs and then the
Yes.
generation is growing. The present generation, what we are okay with any innovation that comes to us.
That's right.
But and we start learning it and we master it also at one point of time. But with the Gen Zs, they get bored of things. They don't want to do things.
That's
they want
right.
everything to be on the touch panel,
Yes.
on the voice command. So that was my curiosity in asking whether are we innovating something which also caters to that segment who is very lazy, he doesn't want to do anything, but just say things, shower at 35 degrees and it comes.
I'll actually add to that. See, so we have a digital anthem today, and there are evolutions of that plant. And to your point about being lazy, I think it's not being lazy. I think it's being very particular about what you want. And I think we have a whole set of consumers who are very clear that this is my precise setting, and this is exactly how I need my shower to be. It needs to be 38.5 degrees Celsius. It needs to have 2 outlets coming in plus an overhead shower, or maybe a laminar flow on your head. So and it could vary. That I have a post-workout shower. It could be a rejuvenating shower in the morning. The whole shower space itself is so fascinating. And I came in from a very different industry, and I never looked at shower ever since I've been in Kohler. I've now never looked at shower in a different way. Now it's completely different to me. The possibilities are immense, and we have a tagline called "Joy in every drop." It's about sheer joy. A shower can be such a transformative experience. It can change your mood. It can elevate your senses.
Precisely.
It can
even for my clients, I say 3 things in your house. 2 of them you cater to. 3 things cannot be compromised and have to be the best. First is your mattress.
Yeah.
Yep.
You rebirth, rejuvenate everything. If your
Yeah.
sleep is not good, you wake up with a bad.
Longest time that you spent on is a
You
mattress.
get literally reborn every day on that particular.
correct.
Second, the touch point that you use is your washroom.
Yeah.
That has to be best of it. So you start your day with that. And third is your kitchen. Everything else in the house can be compromised in terms of costing, in terms of outlook, in terms of ergonomics also sometimes. But these are 3 fundamental things which are very operational driven, which are very ergonomic driven, has to be the best.
Completely agree.
That's fantastic. Yeah. We are there in 2 out of those 3,
Two out
kitchen
of-
and
you're
bath.
there in
So
2 out of-
I'm glad. More
So,
people like you should be
yeah.
pushing this.
What is the benchmark that you want to set for the industry?
So I think the benchmark that I want to set for the industry is to redefine experiences, keep pushing the boundaries. That's what we are calling out. I mean, think about it this way. Before Kohler came in and started actually doing the work on bathrooms, it was very rare that consumers would show off their bathrooms to people who are coming in. In a new house, when you were being shown around, it would literally be said ki ye bathroom yahan pe hai, kone mein, right? Now if you go to somebody's house, there is a sense of pride, because companies like Kohler and many of our competition is also doing great stuff. What they've done is they've just elevated the entire position of a bathroom in the home. It is something that people wouldn't have thought about earlier on. And the only reason it has happened is because you've said, this is an area that I want to genuinely work on and bring to a level where the consumer will love it. So that, going back to your point that you were raising,
So
it's an important space.
2 things
Make it
were
beautiful.
obviously ignored in architecture interiors throughout the centuries, and now they have actually gained their importance. One is bathroom and another is staircase.
Staircase.
Staircase used to be like isko chupa do.
Ah,
Now everybody wants to flaunt the staircase.
yeah.
Okay.
So these 2 things that even we have evolved of making it more a showman kind of a thing, whether they should be a showstopper of the place rather
Right.
than sitting on the backdrop as a side actor. Let them be on the center stage and have the limelight. So
I just want to add to the point you had about bathrooms being at the corner of the house or the kone mein. Actually, probably our aim is to bring bathroom at the centerpiece
Center of-
and the center of the house, and the conversations should start from the bathroom.
Believe me, I mean, the kind of money now it is being pumped in a budget where bathroom is all civil plumbing, which comes in the first
Yeah.
stage of your construction. People are ready to spend because that is an experience. Though they spend very lesser time in that, but your day and night ends with this particular space.
Yeah.
Kitchens and bathrooms. Probably we are also a contributor in that where we say that these are the places you should have the definitely very good ones.
Yeah.
Today, especially in metro cities, you hardly sit in your living room.
Yeah.
You hardly have a meal on your dining table. But obviously you sleep, you bath,
Yeah.
you use your washroom. So these are the touch points that you are definitely going to use every day, and it's not something that you want to show it off.
Yeah.
It's your private zone. Nourish, I mean, pamper yourself with those private spa that you have. You have steam, you have body jets. All of
Yeah.
that really naturally works very well in terms of self-pampering, self-love. Self-love is
Yeah.
the new word that has
Correct.
come up.
Yeah, it's your sanctuary. It's like, actually, there are two concepts here. One is you discovering yourself and having that rejuvenative experience every day, which is what your personal bath space or your bathroom is. And the other being you showcasing to the world, and it's a form of expression. So your either it's your guest bathroom or it's your powder room. It's an artistic rendition of who you are.
Precisely.
It's almost
rightly placed.
and Kohler is about being bold and expressive, and we've always stood for coming up with bold colors, bold finishes. That helps you kind of showcase to the world who you truly are and that side of your being. And the other side of the being is the transformative, meditative, self-discovery, rejuvenative part of you, which is your cocoon, and you go there to be with yourself and discover yourself.
That's what I tell my clients. That's the only place you'll be naked and by yourself.
That's true.
Nothing to hide, only to discover. So, something about the consciousness about Mother Nature. How are we taking care of the ceramic waste, and how the brand is conscious and caters to the sustainability and wastage of control of wastage of water. If you can, either of you can throw some light on it.
Sure. One of the core tenets that Kohler believes in is a better planet and a better community, better lives, right? So it's all about believing in better. And today we are all aware of water as such a precious resource. And we saw this earlier part of this year, severe scarcity in cities like Bangalore and Delhi, and it's probably not going to get any better.
It's a global issue. It's not only issue that we have
Correct.
right now. Even in the Europe,
Yeah.
they are not even welcoming the hospitality sector performing well, but then the locals, because they don't have water to use.
Yeah.
So water is a major concern.
Right. It's such a precious commodity, and it's for us to kind of ensure that we do our part in
Whatever
preserving
capacity we can.
in preserving and saving and conserving water. And what we've done is continuously focus on developing products which help you save water. We have a whole range of toilets which have possibly the industry's best or the lowest water consumption for a single flush. And simple back of the envelope maths tells us that we almost save 12,000 liters per year per toilet.
Okay.
And that's our contribution to Mother Earth. And what we are also doing is continuously focusing on developing products which help conserve water, save water. And I believe to the broader partner community that we have, architects and developers as well, it helps them build or design properties and apartments which are compliant with some of the certifications which are coming up as well. So the whole world is moving towards a greener future, and we are very much there to partner in that space. We also do a lot of recycling and some interesting work. And you want to talk about what we do?
Yes,
that
I'll give you an example. I was at our plant in Wisconsin a couple of months back. There's a very interesting process that is done there. At every stage of the product development, whatever is going through the machine towards the final product moves in one direction. Whatever is moving in an opposite direction or is wastage or is something as simple as, I've done some machining here, so there's some powder or some sawdust or something which has fallen off at the machine. At each part, that material is taken, and we have a concept called waste lab, where there is actually a team working at seeing what can be done with that material to either put it back into the stream or create a completely new line out of that. I mean, I'll give you an example. We are now using some of the clay products. If it is broken or if it is scratched or damaged, we actually get that into making tiles, and not just regular tiles. I'm talking about designer level tiles, right?
I've seen them. It's in your experience center as well.
Absolutely.
So it's not something made out of waste just for the sake of making
For
it.
the sake of it.
It is
that's
also
right.
with kind of a style and
Art.
acceptability
Yeah.
of being a premium product from a premium brand like
So end to end, we don't want anything which is not moving towards a final product to go waste. That's the approach. And there's actually investment that goes behind it, and there are teams who work on it specifically. So it's not just lip service. Yeah.
So now something that, because this is the other side of the table, I would want to ask you, what is something that we in architects should be educated or should help you out, guys, in operating in a better manner? What are the complaints that you think that you would never be able to voice it out to any designer and architect? Because obviously there is a gap between the communication in terms of hearing out from the brands.
Yeah.
So here I would like to have an opportunity to hear something from you where even we need to be kind of keeping it in our mindsets or incorporate into the design or in operations where you think that we need to improvise.
So
You
I think
always give you a
yeah.
gyan of improvising in your sector. Let us have it from that side this time.
So I think one of the pieces that I keep pushing, and every architect friend of mine that I meet or partner that I meet, I keep pushing the agenda on one piece. We are not just a product company. We do develop products that are fantastic in functionality. But as a company, we believe in developing form and design lines and design themes for building out consumer homes. And so I think one of the pieces that I would really push the community is challenge us as a company, get us involved upstream, tell us what your vision is, teach us how you're building out something new, and we'll help and support by building out product that will bring your vision to life. I think we don't do enough of that.
And how do you think you propose that? What should we do to do that thing happen?
I'll give you an example. The next season colors that are coming out are actually decided by a panel of architects who have agreed to come and collaborate with us to say that this is where my design thought or our collective design thought is going towards. And so if this is how I'm going to build and design a home, you better start looking at product that is going to fit into that properly. So our next season colors that are going to get launched are going to get launched basis a panel of architects who are willing to work with us and say that, hey, let's build this together. I think that's a great example, and we need to do more of that. I don't want to just build out a sink and a faucet and something when what you are actually building out is a bathroom space. I want to be a part of that. I think that's the only challenge that I'll give.
I think health sector is something that also needs to be concentrated more. So even with the lighting companies that we had spoken earlier in last episode, the health sector is something that they are also concentrating more on, where chromotherapy involves in the lighting lux levels that has to be in that part. So probably even that segment also needs to be explored more by brands like you, where it becomes affordable for the hospitals. At the same point of time, the quality is maintained.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have workshops or something that you want to arrange and take a data from us, that what is the trend that going on and how we can help operationally, basically.
Yeah.
We are sometimes over demanding. were almost over demanding all the time, and our expectations from the brands is always too high. So even you can guide us where our expectation should be, at what level,
Yeah.
at what stages, and certain things takes time. Rome was not built in a day. Innovations also takes time. But if you are innovating something and taking our involvement in that, if you're open to it, I think
Yes.
every designer and
Absolutely.
architect will be open to that.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
mean, I would say you should expect more and you should push more. That's what internally also I keep telling the teams, that you should continue to expect more from everybody around you, right? Involve us a little more upstream. You know, make us as a part of somebody who can help to create product that is going to help you with your design vision. I think that's the approach that I would
What
like
is
to
the
take.
time lapse we should be looking at when you talk of innovations? Because now if I go to a KEC,
Yeah.
I constantly visit, I literally know what is where.
Yeah.
Why don't you surprise us by every visit, maybe after 3 months? Each visit should be a surprising visit, which
Okay.
I don't see
Yep.
that turnaround.
That's a great input. I'll take that input.
Also, some things which are discontinued should not be there on the display at all, because clients
I
goes and
agree
touch
with you.
them.
Yep, completely agree.
Now
Completely
this
agree.
color is discontinued. This particular finish is not available, but you'll get this.
I agree.
For us to imagine is fine. For clients,
Oh yes.
they
Yeah,
can't imagine.
yeah,
They
yeah.
see what they like and they buy.
But your point about surprising you, having a little bit of newness every time you visit there, I think that's a very
Yeah.
fair and a
Even
valid point.
in the studio that we are sitting right now, Casa Mia, I literally know everything where what is.
So I'll give you an idea.
I'll just point out and pull that off. If I pull that off, that the panels that you saw, if that is something new, it surprises me. That gets me again to this showroom, and they do surprise us many times, but that I don't see happening with, especially the CP sanitary brands.
So I'll give you an example of where I was surprised by what my team took me through. So the latest studio Kohler that we've opened up in Hyderabad, we have a plug and play wall there, which is integrated with a video output. And there you can actually pick up a particular faucet of whatever finish that you like, put it in front of a wash basin of whatever color that you like, and the system automatically renders a bathroom with that wash basin and that faucet,
Yeah.
and shows it out to you real time.
We don't have that in
It-
Mumbai.
It helps you visualize.
So we will
yes.
we will get there. So these are the kind of surprises.
That's the AI operations that happens.
Absolutely.
That's
And imagine for a client walking in and saying, I'm not sure wo neele rang pe ye kaise dikhega. And then you set it up there and you render it into a bathroom. You say, okay, this makes sense. No, maybe I want to try another finish. Yeah, this looks even better. You're done.
And we also added light to it, so you can see it under different temperatures of light as
Temperatures
well.
of light. Wow.
So it kind of gives you exactly how it's going to look in your space.
Technology.
Yeah. So some surprises for you the next time.
Good.
Hopefully.
I'm waiting for that. And that's where we end this segment. And now we'll move on to the gaming segment with
Thank
more
you so
fun.
much.
Let's win some hampers. Let's
Yep.
see how and who is more intelligent out of you.
I think it's
kidding.
Jacob for
Both
sure.
of you are.
This
But
you're,
who is more faster?
you're pitting us against each other.
That's how life is. So now we are moving on to next segment of games, some fun time that we will have with this gentleman. And I have two placards in which there is a bushes of alphabets from which they have to fetch out word Kohler, which is 6 letters. You have buzzers intact in your phones. If you can just have a trial of it, whether it works nice, fair and square. If you can just press button when I count down 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think you had pressed earlier than him, but it is not registered.
Oh no. So I can claim that
So
the
we have to
elections
do
were
one
not
more
fair.
round of it.
There was tampering, boot tampering that had happened.
So
If I
if we
lose.
can do it once more by count of 3, 2, 1. Jacob was earlier than you this time. So I hand over this placards to you, and your time will start as soon as I say your time starts now.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
The word is Kohler.
Where is Kohler? I have to find the K first, no? Mm. Jumbled. It has to be in a straight line.
No, not necessary. You just have, those are only 6 alphabets which are of that. Rest of them is of no use.
I can find them anywhere on the sheet.
Yeah.
Yay! I couldn't find the E.
Oh, the E is quite tricky.
Very good.
Can I see that?
Okay, now, actually, okay, maybe you got to complete it then, see.
Yeah, let me find the E. Very nice.
K O
Oh, I can see
H.
lots of F's and no E's.
E R. Okay, so you win this round.
Yeah.
Did you find
found
the-
it. Yeah.
Did you
this
find
one,
the
right?
E?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like
That's
hidden.
quite tricky. The E was actually.
Very
E,
cool.
E is tricky.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Jacobs, for this.
Well done.
And we move on to next one. That is
Still a buzz around?
no.
Oh,
The buzzer
thank God.
is, we can close the room now. So here only one person participates at a time and not the one. So another person can just have a look at this beautiful lounge around. So you pick and choose who wants to go first.
I nominate.
Well, I'll
Ranjit.
explain you the game first. So we have Cryptex back from Da Vinci Code again on our game panel. So you have a placard on which we have a crossword puzzle, and these are your hints that from which you have to find out a word. This Cryptex opens with 6 letters.
Okay.
You have to make the letter between these 2 pointers, and once it is complete the series of all 6 alphabets, it will open up, and that's where your time stops. So when I say your time starts, you have to start finding, and there are the hints from which it's the only 6-letter word in this entire crossword. Rest all of them are small, big, but not 6 letters, and it is something to do with the bath product.
Okay.
It's not out of the context or out of the textbook. You do it day in, day out, and these are your hints, and your time starts now. You can start marking if you get.
Okay, thank you. Is it here? Is the word here?
Word is there somewhere.
Okay, but I think I know the word. Okay.
You can mark it if you want to.
I'll just kind of go straight for it. This was the first one I actually thought of, then I got confused.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You got the word. So these are your hints. That's the pen. That's the Cryptex, and your time starts now.
7 letters.
The 6 letters.
I know, I found the 7 letters.
You have to voice it out, but you have to make it between these arrows, and you have to do it quickly because Jacob was also quite quick on this.
Oh.
And one who decodes this wins the hamper.
Oh, lovely. There you go.
Yeah, you are correct, but your positioning is not correct. It has to
Oh,
be
it
between
is,
these
yeah.
two,
Okay.
between these arrows. Shift a little bit up.
और थोड़ा ऊपर.
हाँ, इसके एग्जैक्टली सेंटर में आना चाहिए. इन दोनों के सेंटर में आना चाहिए. तब खुलेगा वो. Yeah, it's better you do it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
You opened it. So both of you did very well. Very close call for the race that you had participated in the Cryptex opening ceremony, and we have a clear winner, not too far from each other, but the winner of this segment of the game is sitting next to me, Ranjit. Sitting
Oh,
next to me.
thank you so much. Thank
So
Congratulations.
turn it around,
you so much, sir. Thank you.
and you win the hamper. But yes, we have token of appreciation for both of you for participating with us. So it's a small souvenir that we have. So we'll start with you,
Thank you.
and we'll take the photo from that. And this is for you, Ranjit.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming over and participating in this interesting conversation the other side of the table.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Lovely,
having us.
lovely
Thank you.
session,
Thank you.
Tushar.
Thank you.